Hello? Is anybody there? Hello? Can you hear me now? What's going on, y'all? Savage AF is the name of the show. This is a Dro Solo edition. I'm your boy Black Pedro. It's right there. You see it. Shang is not in the building today. He won't be here, but that's all right. I'm gonna put one together for y'all. Just a quick one. Growing out my beard, just showing off that luxurious thickness right there. Don't worry, we're gonna give it a little trim up too. But right now, I'm into the growth phase. So call me Dr. Mustachio. This is a Dro Solo edition of Savage AF, man. Forget your feelings. Okay. Facts are what matter. That's our slogan. We're here for you live, typically, Monday through Friday, typically, at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Typically. Sometimes it doesn't happen like that. Had a few things come up this week. So this is the first show of the week, but we here. And when I say we, I just mean me and my beard and mustache. But yeah, man, live YouTube and Facebook at the same time when we're on. Okay. If you ever miss us live, that's on you. That's just on you. Okay. We've given you options, places that you can go to watch the show. But if you do miss us live, you can find Redemption on our YouTube channel. It's scrolling at the bottom of the screen, youtube.com/C/SavageAF world, all one word when you get there. That's it. Subscribe, get notified, stay up on game. I feel like a black ass Mario brother. I wish my mustache was kind of this big. It'd be kind of cool. Hey, ladies, holler at your boy. I'm single. Some of you have been banished, have lost your YouTube privileges. You can't watch us on YouTube. That's fine. That's why we gave you another option. Facebook is that place. You can catch us there. Now, when you get to Facebook, you want to look up Savage A.F. All right. Periods in between the A and the F, and then after the F. Okay. Savage A.F. You can find us there on Facebook, man. That's how we do it. Last and certainly not least, actually, is probably the most important thing in life right now. And I mean more than air or your children or your loved ones. Fuck all them. Okay. The only thing that's important in life right now, followers on the gram, IG, Insta. I call it the IG. At Black Pedro on Instagram, at comedian Shang. That's a G at the end, y'all. Spell it right. Black Pedro, comedian Shang on Instagram. Without followers, we'll die. We're gonna starve. I'll be nobody. My life will have been a waste. So follow me know and tell your friends. Share that shit. Okay. Make sure you're giving thumbs ups and likes and all of that on the Facebook and all of that, man. Get it in there. Get it in there. What else? I can tell you that I'll be live at the Comedy Chateau in North Hollywood. I'll be hosting the 7:30 p.m. show this Friday, the 17th. And I'll have later today. I'll put up a link for ticks and whatnot, so you can come on down, get your laugh on, man. Come catch your boy Black Pedro live at the Comedy Chateau. Speaking of live, man, so is our audience. Thank y'all for being here. Maya Baker, I see you. Jamani Jones. Sorry, brother. If the beard hasn't connected by age 40, I think you better let it go. ZNat, I see you. Lady Hazel May, what's going down? Maya Baker, my dishwasher is fixed. We got they put a new one in. So yeah, I'm with that. You know what I'm saying? No other Miranda. If another Miranda ever shows up, sorry, our Miranda quota is filled. But thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for being here. Breezy JJ's, I see you too. Greetings, lady, and greetings, Znet. I see you. All right, man. Joe Solo edition. I'm gonna do it a little bit quicker, be a little shorter. I'm only gonna talk about one thing today. And today is, are we there yet? Oh yeah, we're past the 5 minute mark. So welcome to Savage AF, man. Fuck your feelings. Facts matter. You know what I mean? It's a Dro Solo edition. Shang will be back tomorrow. We'll connect gang tomorrow. But until then, it's me. It's just me. And today, y'all remember that song? Money in the Bank. Shorty, what you drank? Money in the bank. Shorty, what you drank? Well, we had a situation over the weekend where some people money for a minute wasn't going to be in the bank. Silicon Valley Bank, a bank. It's in the name. It's in fucking Silicon Valley, bro. Look it up. But Silicon Valley Bank over the weekend, basically they had there's a run on the bank. We got $209 billion worth of assets, and everybody wanted their money all at once. And that's just not how banks work. If y'all don't know this, man, the bank don't have all the money in the bank at once. See what the bank does, you take your money and you deposit it in the bank, you got your little checking and savings account, right? Your little cash back when you buy groceries or some shit, whatever, right? But you got your bank, you put your money in the bank, the bank takes your money and then gives it to other people to try and make more money. So they give house loans and they invest in, development projects and things like that, right? So the bank uses your money to make more money. But if at any given time, too many people want their money, the bank pocket's gonna be empty because they don't have it like that. And that's not how it works. You know what I mean? It's just that's how the market crashed in 08, right? Is he had all these agents giving out bad loans that people couldn't pay, and then on the back end, the industry was taking out policies betting on those loans. So like if those loans defaulted, they took insurance out on that. Well, when all those loans defaulted at once, a company like AIG that was, insuring those bad loans on the back end, well, they can't pay them all out at once. That ain't how, insurance is like, well, we most people are not going to get in an accident every day, every month, right? So we take the money from everybody that doesn't get into an accident, and then we give that to the people that do get into accidents. But there's always going to be more people who don't get into accidents. Well, the housing crash in 08 was one big ass accident, and everybody lost their house at once, and all the insurance policy. And that's how AIG and all those companies and the banks behind it, Washington Mutual, Bear Stearns, that's how they folded, right? So similar situation here with not just Silicon Valley Bank, but another bank called Signature Bank as well. And first of all, I hope nobody had their money in any of those banks, but this is different than the 08 situation. The banks itself are not necessarily getting bailed out in that same way, right? So in 08, the taxpayers, we put that on their shoulders and bailed out those banks. They were too big to fail, so we had to give them money, right? And Lady Hazel, I can't go places and say I'm Marlon Wayans. I just can't. They're on to me. The Wayans are on to me. I keep showing up at family reunions, and I figure, there's so many of them that they're not gonna be able to keep track. But them niggas, they're pretty thorough with their family tree. So that's out. I tried that. Okay. Sorry, Lady Hazel, and you can't come with me. They're not gonna let us in. But yeah, so back in 08, there was taxpayer money that bailed out the banks and the industry and the housing market. But in this instance, first of all, The FDIC, the body that insures your deposits, typically up to $250,000. The Biden administration said they're going to insure all depositors, um, complete deposits, no matter how much you. And there were some wealthy depositors in there, and there were just some average citizens with their little checking account or whatever. But no matter what you had in the bank, the FDIC is going to shore that up with money that the banking industry pays as like fees and insurance for itself. So in this instance, the money that is bailing out these customers, these depositors, is not coming from the American taxpayer, but it is coming from the banking system itself, like the banks themselves. And sort of, I think they have some sort of like collective pot, the fuck up pot. When we bankrupt America, let's just put a little something in this pot, in the jar. It's the default jar. But that's what it is. So if you're up in arms about that, it's not your money that's bailing this out. We're also not bailing out the banks, right? So the managers at the bank are being replaced, by the FDIC with, sort of outside agents to come, because obviously they done fucked up and ran the place wrong. And also the investors in the bank will not be reimbursed, right? Because they went fast and furious with the money, and Biden said, in capitalism you take a risk. If you take a loss, that's just how capitalism works, right? So they played fast and loose. They lost. And if y'all don't get off this Wayans thing, okay? If I shave my head, if I take this tuft off the top of my head, I'm just that nigga Pedro again, okay? It's just a haircut. I really don't look like Marlon. Like, you would never walk in, see me standing next to him and be like, it'd be obvious. Stay focused, y'all. Sorry, almost choked on my own joke. But yes, Maya, this is what the FDIC is for, not just to insure funds, but they should be taking over institutions like this when they get run aground, as this has with the Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank. So yeah, these are the differences between 08, excuse me, and this weekend, which is that in 08, these were tax dollars that were bailing out irresponsible banks. And, none of the executives or managers ever paid a price for that. But this is a different situation, different administration. And it's not as systemic as 08 was, which is to say that, larger banks like your Chase or Wells Fargo aren't in jeopardy and are, in a much more solid footing. So, those institutions aren't in jeopardy. So it's more isolated to these two kind of smaller institutions. So, being that it's not systemic, well, I don't know if this is the actual reason, but for whatever it is, they're actually doing the right thing this time, and punishing the bank managers as well as the investors in the bank. The people, the rich, wealthy people who would be looking for that super bailout. What do they call it? Welfare. So yeah, those are the main differences. I guess another part to discuss in this. Pardon me while I groom this luxury right here. This manscape on my face. Maya Banks with the credit union. Mm-hmm. And for those who don't know, credit unions are well, they operate on a smaller scale, and therefore they're typically more responsible and discerning with investments and things like that, and the way they manage money. And I think they're regulated differently too. So if you're looking to get outside of the big banking system, credit unions have always been an option. Maya says there are federal and Justice Department investigations going on. Well, they should start with themselves, okay? Because in 2018, 5 years ago now, but and 10 years after the last housing collapse and banking crisis, in 2018, Congress eased up on the banking regulations that were placed on them to prevent these kind of things from happening again. So if you want to investigate, maybe start with the legislators who reversed, the Obama era banking regulations that were put in place to prevent something that had already happened and try and keep it from happening again. And here we go again, right back at you. So yeah, if they're going to be investigating stuff, you should really start with the legislation that was eased in order to allow for this type of slippage again, right? I mean, start with the man in the mirror, Congress. Gonna make a change. I shouldn't have done that. I don't sing like grown Michael. I only do Michael. I only do Jackson 5, Michael Jackson now because we know what he did with them kids. So anything beyond a Jackson 5 album, I just can't do it no more. That's off topic though. Let me see. Oh, sorry, I was trying to go to Carolina Boss. What up with you, man? He said Silicon Valley Bank had a really bad financial sovereign score. See, I don't even know what that means necessarily, bro. But thank you for throwing that out there. Um, but yeah, they, as far as I can tell, there was just like a run on the bank where they tried to pull too much money out of it too quickly. And I believe that the FDIC is also selling off pieces of the bank to try and recoup the losses as well. Um, yes, T. Trump signed the legislation to roll back the regulations. And we know what that's all about, man. The Republicans, the GOP, like Maya says, it was under Trump's administration. So clearly the GOP doesn't care. We know they're always working legislatively to protect, bolster, enhance the rich and wealthy with no real regard for the shrinking middle class or the poor. And we keep seeing these cyclical things. These corporations abuse, power, money. They lobby their asses off. They stuff the pockets of these politicians, and then they write the laws, right? These different industries write these laws for the most part, right? The lobbyists do, not your legislators. There's a lot of these bills and laws that the legislators do not author those bills. They'll sign off of, edit, whatever. Add to it, maybe subtract, but they're typically not the authors of these laws. So, when you're allowing industry to regulate itself, and it, by definition is usually has some element of greed in it, right? Shit's bound to happen, bro. Shit's bound to happen. So yeah, again, man, I really hope that none of you guys had money in any of these banks. But even if you did, you should be okay, which is a very important thing to understand here. And it seems like the Biden administration did move quickly to make sure that, as this thing unfolded over the weekend, that come Monday, 2 days ago, people were able to access their funds. So, they shored up that hole quickly. They're replacing the managers, selling off pieces of the bank to recoup losses. And at the end of the day, none of this is coming out of taxpayers' pockets. So, as irresponsible as SVB and Signature Banks were, um, you know, I do at this point, so far, it looks like this administration, the Biden administration, has moved quickly, decisively, and frankly, properly in order to alleviate the stress and problems that these banking collapse have caused. Now there is a bit of ripple effect. The market is down. It's taken a sharp drop. Some other banks have also seen their stock prices fall. I think some people, see stuff like this, they get a little panicked, they start pulling money out. And again, if everybody pulled or tried to pull their money out the bank would implode. They don't have all of our money in there at any given time, let alone all the time. So, um, I would say don't go panicking and pulling your money out of stuff. Could be depending on what you're dealing with. Could be a good time to buy some stock as things drop, because typically they're going to bounce back. But yeah, if you're a banker out there and you're listening, stop being a shithead. Okay, just greedy fucks. How many Jaguars do you need? I mean, really, who even drives Jaguars anymore? What are you doing? Come on, man, go electric. But that being said, man, let me see let me check in with y'all before I get up out of here. All right. Maya says, and this is a different topic, but let's see. Did you see that GOP in South Carolina wants to pass a bill making women who have abortions eligible for the death penalty? What year is this and what country are we in? Also, right now, and I did hear about this, Maya, but I haven't read up on it in depth. But these pro-lifers always want to kill somebody over life. It's rarely makes sense. But also we need to watch Texas right now. There's a judge in West Texas who is um, reviewing and hearing arguments regarding the banning of basically these abortion pills, which I believe they said like 51% of women use these type of pills for abortion, and like 61% of them use it before 10 weeks. But this Texas judge is going to be reviewing this case and potentially banning this abortion drug, which has been approved by the FDA since the year 2000. So 23 years now it's been on the market. And that could have ripple effect ramifications nationwide. Obviously, there's going to be a back and forth and appeals and all of this shit. But yeah, in terms of that abortion, that is, and women's rights to govern their own bodies, there are quite a few places around America that we need to keep eyes on. South Carolina, as Maya said, Texas for sure. Always got to watch Texas. And can't we just vote them off the island? We should just make a season of Survivor America. And just, California has voted Tennessee off the island. The financial sovereign score. So Carolina boss, thank you. He breaks it down. He says it's a score that rates the credit worthiness, basically like a bank's Equifax score. Awesome, man. Thank you for that breakdown. And it's nice to know that I have a better credit rating than Silicon Valley Bank, which, by the way, was a bank that financed a lot of tech startups in that area. It's in the name, Silicon Valley. That's what they do. Yep. Let me see. What does Maya say again? Yeah, man is suing a woman and her friends for the use of abortion pills. Walgreens is refusing to sell those pills now because of the blowback from the GOP. Glad you brought that up too, Maya, because yeah, a lot of these states have put pressure on Walgreens specifically as an entity to not sell these pills, and because they are punk ass spying this organization, they've caved in a lot of these states. But say what you want to about them, man. Yeah, as far as politicians go, I think Gavin Newsom is a pretty solid dude. He's the governor of the great state of California where I live. He's my governor. Um, he's kicking Walgreens out of California. So over Walgreens' refusal to sell abortion pills to cooperate with these backward orc fuck GOP motherfuckers. Yeah, Gavin Newsom is like, you won't be allowed to do business here in California. It's the fifth largest economy in the world. California is. So I don't know. Yeah, but I do like that flex. By Gavin Newsom. It's other drugstores. We got Rite Aid, CVS. Yeah, we don't need Walgreens. Um, and um, and California got that dough. California got that dough, baby. If you ain't gonna sell the drugs we want, we ain't gonna let you set up shop here, motherfucker. You take your goddamn icy hot and Bengay somewhere else. It's LA, bitch. People need abortions. You know how much random sex happens on a given Tuesday in this motherfucker? People wake up, you can't have that child. Child ain't gonna be shit. You understand me? That child gonna be the shittiest person on earth. And y'all want to fort? No. LA needs abortion. There's a lot of dumb, shitty people here that should not procreate. So bye, Walgreens. Bye. Lady Hazel May says, and Newsom has the inmates unable to receive their medication. Now, see, I don't know about that, but nobody's perfect. Like I said, as far as politicians go, Newsom's fairly solid, but we could pick everybody apart, right? Nobody's gonna make everybody happy. Yeah, Maya Baker says CBS and Rite Aid are watching closely. Like, let's just slang these pills here. But yeah, the reality is you've got at this point legislators, mostly male, mostly white men, legislators, uh, judges, mayors, governors who are trying to decide for women medical shit. They're trying to make medical decisions for women, and 99.99999% of these motherfuckers are not doctors at all, like not at all. So this is just a weird place for that party to be in, and for those conservative voices to be in. To like really not know anything about science at all, and or about a woman's body, about physiology, and but you think you can tell women what to do with their body. 5 women are suing the state of Lady Hazel May. 5 women are suing the state of Texas because they are pregnant and have to have their babies. Listen, you got situations around this country, man, and Texas would be a leader in this, where the doctor is like, you know, your baby's brain is outside of the skull. There's an arm growing out of the middle of its chest. This baby will not survive outside of the womb. And because of some of these abortion laws around this country, a baby that has been declared to be medically unviable outside of the womb, meaning, for those who don't get it all the way, that this baby is going to die when it leaves the mother's belly. And it's going to leave the mother's belly because that's what the baby got to do. It can't stay in there forever with an arm out of its chest and shit, right? The baby's going to die. So now you're gonna make this mother go through the medical risk of childbirth, only to sit there and hold a corpse at the fucking end of all the Lamaze classes, so she could give birth to a lump of meat that's never gonna breathe or live. Like, come on, man. It don't make no goddamn sense. Doctor said the baby ain't gonna live. Fucking so yeah, it's a crazy situation. I truly, well, I support you, ladies, and we're gonna fight all of this together. But yeah, it's just one of those times. I'm also just kind of glad I'm not a woman. These motherfuckers are idiots. Um, oh, Lady Hazel May says state corrections has their contract with Walmart. Well, fuck that contract. This is in regards to inmates not being able to get their medication. because Walgreens won't be able to do business in Cali anymore because they won't sell abortion pills throughout America. I see your point, Lady Hazelme, but like I said, there are other pharmacies. Fuck that contract, pay the penalty, whatever it is. We got the dough. We Cali, baby. We got the dough. Fuck that contract. But new contract time. Find another trap house, Gavin. All right, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all go on this one because yeah, it's a drill solo, man. How long am I gonna sit here and Babylon? But y'all have given me some things to think about. Maya Baker brings up how about San Francisco looking at reparations? Haven't heard about that, but I will be looking into it because definitely love those stories. We know it's possible. We know it can be done. It has been in certain places. Let's go. Let's go. But that being said, that's your show for today. Savage AF, man. Fuck your feelings. Facts matter. I appreciate you those who chimed in today for this Dro Solo edition. Thank you guys for sticking it out. Again, Shang will be here tomorrow. God willing, and the creek don't rise. And I will be here too. So join us tomorrow, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here, YouTube, Facebook, whichever one you're not banned from. But that being said, man, in the meantime, I'll need y'all to stay black if you are. Do not be black if you're not. All right, just love thyself. And most importantly, this finger does not go here or here. Keep your finger out your goddamn nose.